Hey guys, Christina Blackfeather here, and I just thought I'd talk a little bit while I'm doing stuff in Windows 10 Minecraft. Um, I wanted to bring up the thing with Rawvana and Freelee the Banana Girl, and there's kind of like this whole thing around it for those few who don't know Freelee. She is one of those, I'd say, almost militant vegans that she's put out videos that if you're going back to eating meat, that you're extremely horrible and things like that. And in the past, she has said that meat eaters need to be sterilized, meat eaters need to be executed. I mean, just she goes off on a tear. Um, Now, she looks at veganism as a lifestyle. In my opinion, for her, it's a religion. It's not, I agree with her on one thing. Veganism specifically is not a diet. Um, it's extremely restrictive. Uh, Freelee goes even restricting further by anybody who supplements is not a real vegan. Anybody who, uh, like a natural vegan, she even now calls Fully Raw Christina fake because Fully Raw Christina is supplementing and using protein powders now. So that's not a real raw vegan. And so she's saying fully fake Christina. And she's just nasty. She's nasty to anybody. And so this Rawvana is the next target on Freelee's list. And so the story behind Rawvana is that she started feeling more and more sick. So she just started putting animal products. She started for sure having eggs and having fish back into her diet. And it made her feel better. Well, for one, she had gone to become a raw vegan, and she wasn't as high a calorie as Freelee is. Freelee claims she's like 22 to 2400 calories a day or something, but Freelee will eat like 30 bananas in one sitting. So a lot of sugar, and that girl's kidneys and liver function are going to fail in the future, and she's going to be more than likely a skinny diabetic in the future. Well, so Rawvana was doing, the juicing, and she's doing the raw vegetables and stuff like that, and ended up not feeling good. Now, Freelee has said in her thing about vegans coming out as leaving veganism, that uh, anybody that goes back to animal products was not vegan to begin with. So we're doing the no true Scotsman fallacy here. Um, and again, she's looking at it on the religious side, is that it is about the animals, it's not about the diet. So in some ways she's right, but a lot of these people were completely devoted to it when they were vegan. And just like people can change with any other religion, it can also happen with a religion that is based on what you eat. People change things all the time, and they can be extremely dedicated to what they're doing. It's just like somebody leaving Christianity to, become Wiccan. That doesn't mean they weren't a real Christian at the time, you know. It's the same thing applies here. Rawvana was actually pretty devoted. The only problem is I think the girl was afraid of how her fans were going to react. And yeah, some of that was that she is making money. She was selling books and stuff like that. So, a bad fan reaction would be really bad for her business. So I get that part, but I think there was an emotional component to this as well. She was friends with Freelee, and to try to come out to Freelee and say that she'd been eating meat um, is probably very, very hard. And the girl had been, I guess, eating fish for a few months, and it came out in somebody else's video. Now there's scuttlebutt as to did she intentionally let this slip so that it was easier for her to talk about? Um, that's probably how it came about, and I get it, especially with reactions like somebody who is her friend who is now, slamming on her and saying, well, she came up to me and asked, how did I stay so skinny? And it's all about how skinny she could get and all of this. And Freelee is just downright nasty. And that's got to be very hard to deal with. These girls had a video where, I'm not joking, they were in bed together, and Freelee actually displays this video. It had to have been a hard thing to lose a friendship like that, and all over a diet. And now I think a lot of these diet gurus like Freelee, who sells a book herself, and there is a lot of fraudulent things in there because Freelee has lied about her nutritional schooling background. She's claiming this extreme diet can cure everything. I mean, so there's more components to Freelee as well. This isn't all altruistic as to why she's vegan. Um, she's making some buck off of it. She's making some buck off of the advertising on her videos. Um, okay, yeah, that's a thing for a lot of YouTubers. That's fine. But to go and slam somebody else for doing the same thing is really, really hypocritical. So, yeah, and there's a lot of people that veganism doesn't work well for. It may work for a time, and then their body is like, oh, heck no. And Freelee thinks that even if you get sick, you need to continue with it. So, yeah, martyrdom, and, if you end up in the hospital or end up dead on your doorstep, that's just fine. And the girl has no concept. She's living in the middle of Australian jungle, and she's got everything handed to her. And then she's got her AdSense and stuff like that, and her books that she'd been selling and stuff. And she seems to have a lot of hate for other uh, raw vegan people that are selling things too. And it just is, Freelee's a person filled with a lot of hate, I think. I'm not so sure the girl even loves herself. And especially by how quick she is to attack anybody else. So, yeah, that's kind of like my 2 cents on the whole thing. If you like this one, or don't even, leave a comment below, smash that like button, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Blessed be everybody.